So this was Bani Israel. But as I mentioned to you earlier, we study every verse with who in mind? Ourselves. So what lessons do we learn from these verses for ourselves? That we must accept the truth completely and we should not alter it to suit our own desires or leave out parts of the book just because we don't like them, concealing the truth. To fear Allah more than other people. And fearing Allah means what? What does it mean to fear Allah? That we fear His punishment, His anger, His disapproval, that we obey Him. Whether it goes against our desires or it suits our desires. That is the meaning of true fear. Why is it that the Bani Israel are addressed in the Quran when they're not reading the Quran? Bani Israel are being addressed, right? So they're not reading it. Who's reading it? We are reading it. As I told you earlier that when these verses were revealed, who was primarily being addressed? Those Jews and Christians at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And remember that the Jews, especially those who were in Medina, they would actually come to the Prophet ﷺ, attend his gathering even, listen to the Quran even. And they would come and ask him questions as well. And he would recite the Quran to them. So this is why these verses were revealed, to give them specific instructions. Today, two benefits of this. First of all, we learn. And secondly, we realize that we need to tell them. Because we think that, oh, they're also of the monotheistic religions. They believe in the prophets, they believe in Allah, and that should be sufficient. No, it's our obligation that we tell them. And also, we benefit from what is mentioned. Because many times you will see, the mushrikeen are mentioned in the Quran, the Jews and the Christians are mentioned in the Quran, and we wonder, they don't read it. We read it. So should we just say that, oh, this refers to them, this refers to them? No. We take two lessons from all such verses. That A, we convey it to them, and B, we don't repeat the same mistakes. Okay? People who believed in Isa a.s., they did not keep the message to themselves, rather they spread it. And we see that today, most of the people, what's their religion? Christianity. So if they were doing it, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send the final messenger? Why? Because Isa a.s., he faced a lot of persecution when he was a prophet. And we know that only a few people believed in him. Okay? Only a few people believed in him, the disciples. And they also faced a lot of persecution, opposition from the people. And we see that over time, because of that difficulty, that persecution, they lost the original message. And they started inventing many things. They added many things. They misinterpreted many things. They lost many things. And it's quite possible they did it out of innocence. Some may have also done it deliberately. But anyway, the main thing is that they did not have the truth with them. Their religion got corrupted. Just as previously, the Bani Israel, they had Torah. Why did Allah send Isa a.s.? To remind them. Because they drifted away from the original teachings. So similarly, the original teachings that the Christians had, they drifted away from them. Isa a.s., instead of following him, what did they do? They started worshipping him. That's a major crime. So that's why Allah sent the last messenger. And besides, He was going to send the last messenger anyway. I'm going to test you a little. Who are the Bani Israel? Just the children of Yaqub a.s.? His descendants. Amongst the Bani Israel are who? The prophets, as well as the other people. Name some of the messengers who were sent to Bani Israel. Musa a.s. Who else? Sulaiman a.s. Dawood a.s. Isa a.s. Yahya a.s. Zakaria a.s. Yusuf a.s. Very good. Who was Yaqub a.s.? The grandson of Ibrahim a.s. Who was the other son of Ibrahim a.s.? Ismail a.s. What were his descendants known as? Banu Ismail. Which messengers were sent to Banu Ismail? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Any other messenger? No. Why were the Bani Israel special? How were they chosen? Okay, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had chosen them from all of mankind. For what? For guidance, and also with the responsibility to convey the message to the rest of the people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya Bani Israel, udkuru ni'mati. Which blessing? So religious blessings as well as worldly blessings, as well as some special favors that were done to them simply because who were they? The chosen people. So udkuru ni'mati allati an'amtu alaykum. وَأَوْفُوا بِعَهْدِي. Fulfill my covenant. Which covenant is this? Which promise is this? The promise to establish salah, give zakat, believe in the messengers, support the messengers, and give a good loan to Allah. What does it mean by that? Spending in the way of Allah. Ufi bi'ahdikum. Which promise did Allah made with them in return? Forgiveness and paradise. Wa iyyaya farhabun. Does it mean we're not allowed to fear other things, other people? What does it mean by this? Wa iyyaya farhabun. Yes, we should not fear others in such a way that it prevents us from obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَآمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلْتُ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَكُمْ. What is this referring to? What were they told to believe in? The Qur'an. What's the description of the Qur'an given over here? That it is musaddiq. What does musaddiq mean? How is the Qur'an musaddiq? What are the two ways in which Qur'an is musaddiq of the previous books? Okay, so first of all, it confirms that they are divinely revealed scriptures, that Allah revealed them. Secondly, it confirms what was inside of them, what was mentioned in them. So whatever description was given in the books about the messenger, about the Qur'an, that's exactly how the Qur'an is. So in that way, the Qur'an is musaddiq. وَلَا تَكُونُوا أَوَّلَ كَافِرٍ بِهِ. Doesn't mean it's okay to be the second to disbelieve, the fifth to disbelieve, the 10th to disbelieve. Don't set the bad trend, the evil trend, because if you do it, other people will follow you. Now imagine, the Yahud at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the Jews at that time, they saw him, they recognized him, they knew he was the messenger. But the majority of them did not accept him. They did not believe in him. Why? Because they were jealous, out of envy. That how is it possible that he has been chosen as a messenger, someone from Banu Ismail and not from the Banu Israel? So because of this pride, because of this arrogance, they did not believe. And then what happened? All the generations that came after them, they also disbelieved in the Prophet ﷺ. See how they set the bad trend, and it has continued even till today. And over time, what did they do? They altered the message, they altered the signs, they misinterpreted them, they distorted them. So as a result, the truth got mixed up with the falsehood. وَلَا تَشْتَرُوا بِآيَاتِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. What does it mean by this? Do not sell my verses for a petty price. Do not change them just to get worldly benefit. Do not sell the religion for worldly benefits. That you change the religion just in order to get worldly benefits. And worldly benefits, what was ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا? What was the petty price they were getting? Either it was wealth or it was their leadership as well. Because they were maintaining their leadership. Because people were always in need of them. And they would keep coming back to them. وَإِيَّايَ فَاتَّقُونَ. And only me you should fear. What does it mean by this? Only me you should have taqwa of. This command different from the previous one. Earlier it was said, إِيَّايَ فَارْهَبُونَ. Now it is being said, إِيَّايَ فَاتَّقُونَ. There has to be a difference between the two. Okay, so out of fear of Allah, do what He has commanded and stay away from what He has forbidden. وَإِيَّايَ فَاتَّقُونَ. And then the Bani Israel are told, وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ. What does it mean by this? Do not mix the truth with the falsehood. How is the truth mixed with the falsehood? The truth was not clear from the falsehood. So to mix them up in such a way that halal is not clear from what is haram. That you're in confusion. Is it okay? Is it not okay? Everything is okay. Or everything is wrong. The deen is presented in such a way that people cannot figure out what to do. They're just left in confusion. So لا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل. Do not mix up the two. Keep haqq as haqq and keep batil as batil. Can you give me one example of how the Bani Israel did that? That when the people of Makkah, the mushrikeen, they asked them, or when the rest of the Jews asked them about the truthfulness of the Prophet ﷺ, they gave a very mixed answer, a very vague answer. So the people were confused, and as a result, they just did not believe in the Prophet ﷺ. وَتَكْتُمُ الْحَقَّ. And you conceal the truth. What does it mean by this? That you conceal the truth. That the scholars knew about what the truth was, but they did not tell the people about it. Remember that it is forbidden, it is prohibited to conceal the truth, to hide the truth. We're not allowed to hide it. Now, what does it mean by hiding the truth? It is done in two ways. First of all, somebody comes and asks you about something. For example, somebody asks you about what is in the Qur'an. They ask you about, is this mentioned in the Qur'an, or is that in the deen? Is this part of the deen? If somebody asks you, is this haram or is this halal? So, if you don't give the right answer and you know it, then is this hiding the truth? Yes. If you don't give the answer and you know it, is this hiding the truth?
Yes, it is. So one is when somebody comes and asks you directly, and you don't give a proper answer, this is what? Hiding the truth. We're not allowed to do that. Secondly, it is also done when a person is doing something wrong or doing something in a way that you know that they need to know the truth. You know that they are in need of knowledge. Like for example, if there is a child who is eating something that's harmful for himself, or for example, a person is eating something that is harmful for themselves, they don't realize, and you know that that food is corrupted, you know that that particular thing they're eating, they're touching, is dangerous for them, but you don't tell them. Is that right? No, you're concealing the truth. You should not hide it. Because what we do is we say, oh, they never asked me. They never asked me. Like for example, if there is a particular meal that has been prepared in such a way that there is something that could be dangerous for one person. Why? Because they're allergic to that food. For example, a person is allergic to nuts. And you know that the cake that they're about to eat has nuts in it. Are you going to say, oh, they never asked me if it has nuts? Are you going to do that? No. You're going to tell them that, look, there are nuts in it. Don't eat it. It's not right for you. It's not okay for you. You cannot say, oh, they never asked me. So kitmanul haqq, concealing of the truth, is done in two ways. That first of all, when you're asked about it, when you're inquired about it, you don't tell. And secondly, when you see the need of it, when you see the need in people to know about it, you don't let it be known. You don't inform them. وَتَكْتُمُ الْحَقِّ, meaning don't conceal the truth. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, while you know. And further commands Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to them that وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ. Establish the salah and give the zakah and bow down with those who bow down. What do we learn in this verse? The importance of praying together in congregation. Are there any benefits? Minus the reward. I mean, the reward, of course, we all know that. Are there any other benefits of praying together? Can you think of any? Unity. It helps concentrate. How? Because everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's praying together, so you also are praying with them. You may have noticed that when the actual jama'ah is going on, there is silence. And you're able to focus on your salah. But as soon as it ends, or right before it, yes, people are praying their sunnah, so they're walking back and forth. Some people have prayed already, some people are coming, some people are not. So there's so much distraction at that time. Any other benefit? That when you are standing in a proper saf, then shaitan is not there. Any other benefit? That it helps you correct your salah, improve your salah because of the other people around you. That they are praying properly, so you also end up praying properly. Obviously that should not be our focus, to show off or to make sure that other people approve our prayers. But definitely it is a means of improvement.
يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأوفوا بعهدي أوف بعهدكم وإياي فارهبون وآمنوا بما أنزلت مصدقا لما معكم ولا تكونوا أول كافر به ولا تشتروا بآياتي ثمنا قليلا وإياي فاتقون ولا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل وتكتموا الحق وأنتم تعلمون وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة واركعوا مع الراكعين.